Hi, I'm Dave Bundy, editor at the Lincoln Journal-Star, and we are meeting today for our editorial board endorsement interview with Nathan Janulewicz, who is running for Airport Authority. Nathan, thank you a bunch for being with us today. Before you do a lot of talking, we'll have Mike and Kent introduce themselves with a little talking. So, Mike.
Hi, Nathan. I'm Mike James. I'm a community member and the newest member of the editorial board.
And Kent, do you want me to introduce you just for the fun of it?
Do it.
This is Kent Walgamot. He is the entertainment and arts writer for the Journal-Star, and he is the longest serving member of the editorial board at a dozen years. But I haven't fact-checked that yet. So Nathan, again, thank you for joining us. The first question for you is, why do you want to serve on the Airport Authority board? And then what experiences and attributes do you have that would make you a good board member?
Yeah, thanks for the question and for the opportunity here this afternoon. I'll give you a little bit of background on me and then kind of get into that here. I was, born and raised in Nebraska, went to high school in Grand Island and went to the University of Nebraska Kearney before moving to Eastern Nebraska in Omaha for some time, and I did some fundraising work out there and made my way out to Nevada for some time, but something called me back to Nebraska, where I live now in Lincoln and really enjoying the community. I guess to the airport here, our airport, Lincoln's airport, is our gateway to the world and an economic generator for our community, and that's really what the airport board is about and why I'm running for the Airport Authority. I'm running to the Airport Authority to help grow Lincoln, to increase our conductivity with the world, with more flights and more opportunities for Lincolnites and Nebraskans to sell their products, to travel for business and leisure, and most importantly to keep Lincoln's talent here in Lincoln. And I think the airport has a place in doing that. I'll also say that I work currently with in the legislature with Senator Elliott Bostar. I do a lot of public policy work. We worked on the constitutional amendment that was passed recently that brought new tools to airports across the state to increase commercial air service, or to expand commercial air service. And so the public policy aspect is something that I think I bring an asset to this race and to the board if elected.
All right. I just thought of this. If we really want to keep people here, we don't want a good airport. Then people couldn't fly out. So I won't point out the flaw in your plan there, Nathan. All right.
Well, I think it's important to be able to bring business into Lincoln, and it's important for people to fly directly into the city they're doing business in.
That's true. You got me there. All right. Second question. What ideas and perspectives do you want to bring to the Airport Authority?
Well, I think I'll focus on some of the issues that I think that the Airport Authority has to focus on in the coming several years or decades, and that's really addressing the lack of commercial air service here in Lincoln. I think that will be my top priority, is to continue to focus on attracting and retaining commercial air service, to work with the service that we already have to try to expand routes and to bring more flights and opportunities into Lincoln. I think we have started a great service, the scheduled chartered flights that will bring a lot of leisure flights in and out of the community. But I think the focus will continue to be providing that service for business and connecting Lincoln with more hubs and allowing people to more ease of travel internationally as well as for business.
Okay, so the airport recently landed another passenger carrier. What do you think needs to happen to increase flights and passenger loads? It's sort of feels a little bit like a chicken and an egg thing. So what needs to happen?
Yeah, I think the construction, the finalization of the construction of the passenger terminal will make ease of travel easier. I think people will see the just how easy it is to fly in and out of Lincoln, and that's going to be a real asset there. I think we need to market Lincoln Airport and these flights so that people do think about flying out of Lincoln first, and not going to Omaha or Kansas City or Grand Island, where they have a similar service that will take them from central Nebraska to Las Vegas, for instance. So I think marketing and just starting off the service where people know the ease and convenience of traveling out of Lincoln provides them.
All right. How about, so the passenger traffic is one part of the airport authority. Another part is managing the industrial park part of it. What do you think are the next logical steps? What direction does the industrial side, the industrial park side, need to be headed?
Yeah, recently there was an announcement by a trailer company to build a new manufacturing and warehouse at the industrial park. I think that's great progress. I think that those are good jobs for Lincoln. That's a big economic boost for our community. I think trying to attract more businesses and manufacturing companies like that is would be a priority of the airport authority. I think these types of projects do provide some revenue to help the airport move forward, but mostly it's economic growth for our community and providing those jobs. And I think the airport should be a partner with the city of Lincoln, with the county of Lancaster, to go out and try to attract more business that makes sense and for the airport and yeah.
All right. So, obviously with a larger airport down the road in Omaha, what do you think is the right mission, the right marketing for Lincoln's airport?
Well, I guess the right marketing would just be the ease of travel. You can, when you go to the Omaha airport, you go there, you got to find parking. That's oftentimes further away from the terminal. You have to go through the inconvenience of the lines and getting a shuttle between your car and the airport. Lincoln, it's a lot easier. You can park, you can walk right into the airport. When the terminal construction is done, you'll have a brand new airport, a brand new security line. It should be a lot smoother and a lot easier. And then when you don't have to drive 50 minutes after you fly back from a vacation or from a business trip, when you land at 11:30 at night and have to drive back to Lincoln at the end of the night for another 50 minutes. I think the ease and convenience is really what Lincoln has going for it.
I'm sold. Okay. I've only got one other question, Nathan. You've answered very succinctly, but before I ask my final question, I'll see if Kent or Mike has anything.
I am good. Thank you for asking.
All right. You lean forward, though. I thought you were going to ask a question, Mike. That's the old Wolgamott maneuver.
Do you have specific ideas on attracting more another commercial carrier like United or whatever? Because this leisure thing is one thing, but the commercial flight, I think, is what is really needed to really get the airport going.
Yeah, and I would agree with you completely. I think these leisure flights are great, and I hope that I hope they're wildly successful. I'm going to try to get away sometime over the summer and book a flight myself. I do think that the airport board will need to focus and need to watch the progress, keep an eye out on the progress of these flights to make sure that they are successful, and to make sure that the investment made by the airport sees continued positive results. I do think the tools that the airport has with The passage of the constitutional amendment with revenue guarantees is an important part of attracting a new airline. I think we will have to work tirelessly, the entire board, the entire staff, to go out and really, expand interest from all these airports and talk about how great Lincoln is and how important of an asset that the airport is for our community, and how important of how much revenue that these airports or airlines could possibly bring to themselves by connecting us to another hub, or just bringing more service into Lincoln.
All right, well, Nathan, we're down to my last question, and then that's it. And the last question is pretty straightforward. What didn't we ask you that you wish we would have? You're welcome to make a script speech too. So
I appreciate the opportunity. I think that's a good answer, or a good question to ask. I will say, I think it's important. I think diversity is important to have on any board, and diversity looks like a lot of different things. But when you look at the board now and some of the other candidates that are running, you see a lot of business backgrounds, and you see a lot of aviation backgrounds, and those are great to have on the board, and we have that on the board, and those voices are important. I think I bring a slightly different perspective. I think I bring a public policy perspective and background to the board, and I think that would be an asset to the board. I'm currently working in the legislature for Senator Elliott Bostar. We worked on the constitutional amendment. We're currently working on another piece of legislation that would help airports across the state with maintenance and repair costs by using sales tax on airplanes, and the lease of airplanes, and the sale of aircraft across the state. Then not only helps Lincoln, but will help airports across the state to stay just to stay up and running. So I think I bring a public policy perspective that may not be necessarily seen on the board, and that's that'll be my case.
All right, well, Nathan, we appreciate the time you've spent with us. We appreciate your courage in running for office, and we wish you the best on May 2nd.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.